Well, hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're at in the world. My name is Warren. Thanks for tuning in. Today, we have a very surprise, a very special guest as a last minute surprise. And this is a fellow that we haven't seen or heard from in like months. And we're just so thrilled to have him back. So I'll bring him on right away.
You haven't let me go home from last week. What are you on about? We're on the cinema. I've been trying to find my way out and I can't do it.
Well, hello,
Hello, how are you?
Mr. Daryl Simmons. How was your week?
Uh, a busy old one, painting helmets. We have a dozen helmets on the
I
go.
saw some more pictures and strewn all
Uh,
over your living room again, just like the Eagle cockpit was.
well, yeah, they're a bit too damp to go back in the boxes, but yeah, they're doing okay. And they'll be down stories next week, hopefully finished. But we're getting there. Yeah.
Oh,
So that's
they
been
look
my
great.
week.
That
Uh,
the finish on them, Daryl, is just just super high gloss. I mean, just like you saw on the show, right?
It, well, it's a knack really, because you can have them too glossy and you can have them not glossy enough, and it's that you have to let them die down and then settle and see what you've got and
Yeah.
just determine whether they need a bit more. But look at yeah, I'm really pleased with them. They're coming on well. Uh, yeah, it's still been busy. It was I still at it and still adding things. What have we got now? Is it 19 weeks to go to the show?
Oh,
So
yeah, something like that. I've lost track.
18, 19 weeks.
I
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get through this next 4 days of Kickstarter, honestly.
Tell me, haven't you done well? Haven't you just done well?
Wow.
You know,
It's really, really remarkable. We had no idea what we were going to do, where we were going to be. I'd
yeah.
never done this before.
We
So,
got
I mean,
over the second one as well. The second level now is done. So that's
exactly.
brilliant.
So we hit our goal.
Yeah.
We hit our first stretch goal, second stretch goal. We're on to number three,
Yeah.
and we've still got 4 days left. So I
Yeah.
mean, like I am just like bowled over with grateful, sincere thanks to everybody out there, and it's just
Since we spoke last week, since we spoke last week, uh, we know the people that we're talking to in the background and all those sorts of things. Even we exhibitors coming to the show, and it's yeah, everybody's on the move, everybody's getting ready for it, and it's great. It's
Yeah,
great.
well, this last one that we hit, of course, this week we were talking about it last week, Daryl. How
Yeah,
close we were, but then
how
to
close we
finally
were.
hit that, just so exciting for everybody involved, and the whole ASA team. I see you're branding ASA
Well,
today, Eagle
yeah,
Six, right, and all
this whole
those
thing, I got
wonderful
to sleep
folks.
in this. Uh,
Just an amazing
yeah,
team of people who are all very excited and ready to jump on board and support this Return to Moonbase Alpha project. And it's just I
we're a fam. I mean, we class each other as family.
yeah,
Like all
exactly.
families, it goes this way, then it goes that way. But at the end of the day, we're still family. We're
Yeah,
still proud,
yeah,
of when we were doing the shows, and we're so proud of how they went, and and ASA, you've still got ASA there, and people still are on that forum, and people go there, and they, like I say, ASA is a trusted forum, and it's lovely that all the guys are there giving out the information and help whenever needed. So it's just magic. It's all
yeah.
magic.
No,
And then
100%.
again, all the exhibitors and everybody else that's in the background and all the rest of it, it's just yeah, it's we see each other now and again, and when we do see each other, it's always joyful. You know what I mean? The guys are so magic stuff. Yeah.
No,
But as for this week, reaching that second goal, uh, we have a good idea on how it's going to be filmed and who's going to be involved, and we can't say yet. But yeah, we've got some great people in there, haven't we? We've got some
well,
great people,
it's amazing how many people have reached out just in the last few weeks, since
yeah,
announcing this, and
yeah.
how much enthusiasm there is for this effort, right? To get back to the basics and involve those,
But I
some of
mean,
those
the
original
one thing that
props.
the one thing, when I made name suggestions to you and things like that, that if you're going to do it, really you want it doing this way by these people,
Yeah.
and they'll do it.
The
They'll do
right
it.
way.
It will.
100%.
It will
Yeah.
just. Yeah.
Yeah.
It will.
No,
Yeah.
for sure, for
So
sure.
it's all great.
Well, just to bring everybody up to speed then, so and I've got a couple other posters here I'll bring up along the way. So we did, of course, with this big unlocking, Daryl, I mean, we've like I've said a couple of times now, so much has changed in such a little amount of time here.
Yeah. It's
But
yeah.
but now that we've got some backing, like literally and figuratively, from the people out there, but as well we've got a little bit of a budget to work with now.
Yeah.
We can really of course the whole idea all along was based on what we can generate this month. You're right. That's of course going to be applied to the and you'll see that in the end result, because we're going to be stepping things up quite a few notches now because we've done so well. So one of the things we put out yesterday, just not to say that anybody's officially on board at this point, but of course we would love to involve a few folks, industry folks, and names that are well known and recognized within the Space 1999 universe. And of course,
Yeah.
so we will hopefully we have reached out, right? We've sent a couple of invites to a few people. I'm not going to get specific. It's
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah.
pretty it's pretty clear there if you'll glance at some photos, but um
Yeah. I know what you're
we'll
saying. I mean,
we'll see.
Brian joined us down in London,
Yeah.
and Martin and Nick there. But it even if they have a look at it and smile, that's great, isn't it? But if it is what it is,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. Well, we'll wait and
you
see
know,
who comes back with what, and but of course we'd
yeah,
love to involve all three gentlemen, and in some capacity. This is, I think this is going to be even very exciting for the three of them. I mean, to know that somebody is honoring their original work and paying tribute to what they did all those years ago, right?
absolutely, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
No, no, for
They were
sure.
there, they did it. You know what I mean? They were there, they did it. The actors were there, they did it.
Mhm.
The models were there, they did it. So you've got to really, it,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's
So,
great to approach them. It's great to be able to approach that level of person. We'll put it
of
that way.
course. Yeah.
And they show, even if they show an interest, but with Space 1999 community, they always have
Yeah.
people. It is no matter whether it's an actor or whatever. They've always, and even now, even if you go back to Super Marination, all the rest of it, everybody's still there. Everybody's around it. Everybody's still joining in some way, and it's great seeing it. It's like
Yeah.
no other community really.
No,
But
it's
yeah,
and
but
it's
to
just
do that this
something.
week, and then what you've just shown, we go ahead in the original command center.
Absolutely. I was just going to get
Yeah,
into that.
we had a replica one.
Yeah.
Uh, I remember seeing Command Center for the first time when Jim had it, because we had we used to go to Draker, as I've spoke of before, and we took our Command Center down there, and Jim had fetched some of the original panels down, and yeah, it was a bit of an eye opener. I mean, ours looks great, and it is, and it photographs
It,
well.
it was
But
spectacular, not taking anything away from the replica that you guys commissioned there, and
oh,
I was
but
able
the
to
one,
to,
the one
to
thing that
enjoy
struck
in
home is,
Peterborough, and it's just
yeah,
incredible. But
it's
of course,
it's
this is again, this is sort of like
but
like
the
stepping up the game
original,
a little
I
bit.
mean,
The original,
ours were designed in such a way. I designed it so that it's, with my years on the road and things like that, that it could be moved and took and erected and put on
right?
show.
Yeah.
And like we've always talked about, to give somebody an idea of what it could have been like.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
when Jim fetched the original panels to Draker, uh, totally different thing altogether. It's for studio purposes. It's 4x2, it's 3x2, it's the old joiner sizes.
Yeah.
Screw it down to the floor, and you won't like it on your toe. You know what I mean? Because they're so big and heavy. But it's like I said, I've known in the background for a short while now. Jim had let some pieces go to a fantastic person, and I can't speak highly enough of this person. We have some great people around us, and that's being restored at the moment, and that's going to add. And I know Jim let some panels go. You, Stephen, Dallas, you
Yeah.
got one or two panels originally,
Yeah.
and again, hopefully restoring them as well. So it's all good. It's all good stuff.
Well, absolutely,
You
and
know?
yeah, being an owner, a cherished owner of a panel myself,
Yeah.
yeah, both Stephen and I are bringing our panels to Manchester to have on display. In addition to the set pieces that will also be present, but yeah, the some of the restoration work is it's quite fascinating. This is one of the panels
It's
opened
amazing
up.
what actually went into them, yeah. And
Yes,
I've
yes,
been up close to them myself, and on around Jim and with the I know we our good friend
yeah,
who will be
yeah,
named probably when you're ready. Uh, but at the end of the day, the amount of work that went in them, and like I
right,
said, we got close. But when we looked at the real ones against ours at that time, both in the same room, and it was okay. But, it was still a learning curve. It was okay, they did that and they put that on, and that's how it worked. And then you learn a bit more, and that's
yeah.
how it works.
It's
So yeah,
fascinating to have a glimpse into how things were put together back in the 70s, 50 years ago, right?
yeah,
One of the things, if you, this shot in particular, Daryl, this is one of the things I just found out yesterday from the fellow that's bringing the big set pieces, is that all this wiring that you see on the back, because mine has it, this is a shot of Stevens,
yeah,
but all this wiring wasn't original. This was all added for the Blackpool exhibit.
yeah. For Blackpool event, they sort of got revamped for Blackpool event.
Right,
If
right.
I remember rightly, they put extra stickers on and letter sets, and so again, when you take when when you're around the originals, and I'm around all the guys that have the originals and what we do and everything else, when you do see them, I think it's a bit like Radio Tower, what I spoke of last week, because you have this presumption that that's moving on screen and it must be a quiet little motor just moving it for view, whatever, for short purposes. Soon when you actually get around them, you realize, like I said last week, there's a Meccano in that. It looks like it ran,
Mhm.
and that's the learning curve that we still get, being lucky enough to be around them originals to see exactly what went in them. And it's not just exactly what went in them, it's the work that went in them, and
Exactly.
it's the amount of effort to make things work. You know, it's there's one I'm playing with at the minute for Eagle. Uh, there's not many shots. We talked about lack of handles last time we were there. Yes,
Yeah.
they were cast up in aluminium. Yes, they're done. Yes, I sculpted them. Yes, we know and have a good idea what they're like. But the silly thing is, when we see them shots in studio, and there's one in particular where you're well away from front at set, and Nick's been filmed it in the seat in Koenig seat, what we could term as Koenig seat. Uh, and it's the gimbal, because they don't just come to you and away and rock. They come to and they come up, and but yet when you see that from that photograph, it looks like it's a simple type mechanism, but we're still studying out how it worked to give you that feel of actually would they rock a little bit and come towards you, and how
Mhm.
and how simple it might be, but how just did it work.
Yeah.
And the other one that we're working on, as daft as it is, the learning curve, is the net ring, because they tend to do this, pull the bolts out, hold, and then the helmet comes off.
Yeah.
Obviously, they can't bend down unless the bolts are in, because it will just fall out of the ring. But to get that mechanism working inside that net ring, and we're trying to copy from original net rings, and again, the lads have helped out, and I mean, Jim showed me one last week, and it was just a nut and bolts. So we were saying things had changed for Blackpool. They'd actually changed things on costumes, obviously. And
Mhm.
and another one is like the cuffs, because they started off with magnets, but then the magnets didn't work, and then they inserted the clips on the side,
Yeah.
you know, uh, which you can't get, but I've managed to get some from China exact size, so I'm very lucky.
You
So
you
it's
are the
yeah,
source master for
you just
finding
have
all
to.
these original materials.
You just have to find it.
Yeah.
It's either make it or find it. If you can find it, great. You know, but I'm just glad I'm not replicating them. These are actual working catches at that size with that look. So again, some of the costumes will have it on, some of the costumes might not. Some will be year one, some will be year two, whichever we play. But yeah,
Amazing, amazing.
yeah, yeah.
Well, you know what? There's one other thing I was thinking of, Daryl. While I got you, and I
You've not let
know
me
that
go. What do you
moving.
mean? Well, I've got you. I haven't been
Yeah,
home yet.
I know, I know. So there's that to it as well. But honestly, we've got, like you said, what, 5 months roughly before the event.
I think last time I counted, it's about 19 weeks now and counting.
Right. Well, you know what I was saying a few minutes ago. You know, now that we've done so well with the Kickstarter, and you know we've got a little bit of a budget behind us, I'm actually going to need you to do me a big favor, a big solid here. I'm actually going to need you to actually build about 3 more Eagle cockpits. Do you think you could do that? And I'll tell you why. And as soon as I say it, it'll make complete sense, because the Eagle cockpit that you've built, the door into the module has number 6 on it for Eagle 6. So
don't go there. You've just told this on me before we go.
So for filming, right? I mean, if we're going to film Nick, of course, Nick's going to be an Eagle 1. So I need you to build another Eagle cockpit,
this Eagle 1 thing,
cockpit with Eagle 1 in the door, and then maybe we'd have a third Eagle.
It took me 19 weeks to change Eagle 6 to an Eagle 1, right? It's so I think I'm not going to sleep tonight seeing Eagle 1 on that door, but we'll have to think about it. You know, I'll get a contract drawn up. We'll work it out.
Well, I mean, I can't think of an easier way. So, I mean, we might as well just build entirely new cockpits, right?
Yeah, well, I think we'll have to build a new cockpit, because I don't know if I want to take the 6 off that door. We'll find a way around it, I'm sure. There'll be something we can do.
Awesome. Well, listen, I'm going to take a few minutes and just say hello to some people out here. So thanks for tuning in today.
We just put Eagle 1 on loan from Eagle 6.
Yeah, there we go.
We'll put some terminology in there. Eagle
Claudia's
1.
out there. Hello, Claudia. Simon's
Hi,
out
Claudia.
there. Nancy's out there from Calgary. Hey, Nancy.
Hi, Nancy. Nancy's been busy, hasn't she? She's been doing some wonderful.
Nancy's been covering our Kickstarter like amazingly well.
This week and last week. Yeah.
Nancy's gonna earn
she's wonderful. For those people that have never met Nancy, it's worth coming to the convention just to meet Nancy.
Absolutely. Yeah.
She's absolutely lovely.
I'm so grateful to that whole volunteer group that I brought together for Calgary back in 2023, and they've supported all of our efforts.
All of them. All of them.
Darren and Kim, Stephen Reeder out there.
Stephen as well. Yeah.
Jenny from Australia. Just so many names. Frida. Yeah, it's amazing. Simon's out there. Only another 750,000 to go to match the original per episode cost in 1976. Okay. Hey, listen, Simon, I like the way you think. Right, we're on that upward momentum here. So, Mr. Andy Tucker's out there. Congratulations. Thank you so much, my friend. Really appreciate it. Hey, Andy, how's it going? And Mr. Reeder, Stephen Reeder, go for goal 3. Yeah, let's make it happen, right? We got Mike out there. Great job, Warren. Again, thanks to everybody out there. And Alpha and Peter, return to Moonbase Alpha. Be a fan base episode, Star Trek fan base episode. Exactly. Yeah, Peter, you know, we've sort of modeled this around, some of those Star Trek fan productions are top notch, top tier. And we're hoping to apply that same level of quality and care when it comes to
there is a little bit of a difference there, though. There's a little bit of a difference because we're so well supported with the actors and hopefully the originals.
Yeah,
it's going to be a bit of a different fan film in a way.
It's again,
we've got original people actually joining in. And same with model work.
Yeah,
and like I said,
you're right. All those Star Trek fan productions didn't have the resources that we do, right?
There's some fantastic fan films out there. Even with Star Wars, there's some fantastic fan films out there. But to say you're getting original actors and original things joining in with you, that is, it's a bit of a one, isn't it?
It's very, very exciting. Nancy's chiming in. Ruth from Germany, of course. Ruth is fantastic.
Yeah.
Good friend Terry's out there from Greece. Hey, my friend, how you doing? Nice to see you. You bet. Oh, everybody's having so much fun today. This was just a quick update, and there's one last thing. We won't ramble on too much today, especially because I brought Daryl on here last minute, very spur of the moment. But Nancy's saying, the fact that some of the original actors are on board just adds to the credibility of the overall work, right?
It's a bit
100%.
wild when you think about it, isn't
Yeah,
it? It's a
yeah,
bit wild,
yeah.
to
It's
think that they want to join, and that's the word. They want to join in still.
yeah,
They still hold this program with so much love and
reverence and
want to be around it. Great, it's great,
yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah, it's really, really remarkable. We should all be so grateful for so many things. There's one other thing I want to touch on real quick here that we sort of put out there yesterday.
No, I'm
Because
not doing Eagle 2. I'll
no, you're
do
not.
it. I might contemplate Eagle 1.
Oh boy. Too funny. This was something, because of course we are counting down. We're only 3 or 4 days left of the campaign, so it's going to be exciting to see where this lands. But in the meantime, we've come up with another special little reward that's more in line with our first stretch goal, which was the 50th anniversary commissioning plaque with everybody's
Yeah,
name on it. You'll recall, Daryl. This is
yeah,
sort of along the same idea. We really wanted to give back, right? We really wanted to
yeah.
acknowledge all the people out there that have believed in the project from the get go and jumped on board with the Kickstarter. So this is a way to really, and to me, I mean, because I've always been like a big movie buff, a film aficionado, and movies
Yeah,
and TV and all things Hollywood, right?
yeah, yeah.
One of the tiers we've had all along all month has been to be listed as a backer in the credit sequence, right? And but you know what, and quite a few people have gone for that, but it's one of the more expensive tiers, right? But we have a way now to still allow everybody out there to do that at a much more affordable price, and it's also spun in conjunction with an exciting new behind the scenes project. so
Oh,
so
yeah.
again,
Yeah, you
because
said
we've
you
done
mentioned
so
that to me.
well,
Yeah, yeah,
absolutely,
yeah, yeah.
we want to now document the making of Return to Moonbase Alpha, not only the live effects shoot, but the visual effects shoot as well.
Yeah.
We're going to have everything documented and put everything together in a wonderful little featurette. And so I'll just bring up this latest graphic here. So this
Look at
is
that.
absolutely. So the whole idea is that this will be a new reward tier for the last 3 days of the campaign. So everybody will get a digital copy of the featurette. Okay. And as
Yeah.
well, you'll be listed in the end credits of the featurette as a backer. So another way to say thank you to all our pledgers and backers out there, right? And a
I
more
mean,
affordable way. It's not good. So
I
I
mean,
just want to
just
clarify this
jumping
is
in
your
there,
name.
Warren.
This
I
sorry.
mean, just jumping in there for all
Sure.
those backers that have pledged already. So yeah, there's been one or two little goals, and could we, should we, will we, can we?
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, but again, everybody's got behind it, and they've all spoken and jumped on board. So again, from Eagle Six's point of view, can we say thank you? A massive
100%.
thank you to all those that have joined in. It's fantastic of you.
Yeah,
So let's hope at the end, it's all going to be really worthwhile and really worth it, and adds to all our fandom. So that's thank you to the backers up to now. Yeah, wonderful stuff.
absolutely, absolutely. So this will include seeing your name in the credits at the credit scroll at the end of the featurette. So I just want to clarify. So there's still that higher up tier that'll get your name in the credits of Return to Moonbase Alpha. This will be your name in the credits of the featurette. And you know what? I saw a couple of people out there today, so I just want to acknowledge, and I'm sure they won't have a problem with it. But the folks who have agreed to help us out with this featurette, you probably know the names and you probably know their work, and we're just really, really excited to involve this wonderful couple. This will be Andy and Amy Tucker, who run the Model Base Alpha pages, and they have actually, Andy and Amy have been just incredible documenting all of our Q&A panels, the last couple of events. They documented and uploaded everything from London, everything from Los Angeles. They're coming to Manchester, and so we
Wow.
just thought, what a wonderful way to create an extra little side project that's there's so much going into this, like you said, Daryl, so much love and dedication. Wouldn't it be neat to get a glimpse into the making of a wonderful project like this? So thank you to Amy and Andy Tucker in advance for their time and dedication
I mean,
all
all
these
our guys,
years.
may I say, I know what's going on in the background and who's doing what.
Yeah,
Uh, you know, we had people like Martin Wiley. Everybody comes when we do an ASA show in the past, and the guys, and you know, Simon, David, all those that are ASA, but they do their own thing, but they've always been around. But just like that again, everybody's doing everything they can in the background. Everybody's joining in, and again, it's, you know, and that's what I used to love about when we did our shows. I always try to, you know, that hasn't to be the same as what's gone before. There has to be new elements in there. You know, we put the 3 laser tanks together, the spacesuits together, and then the guys that, yeah, that's a good idea, and we'll join in with that, and that's what's happened in the past. And again, this time round, we know what's being fetched to the party. We can't announce yet, but there is things coming.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's going to
and
be. Its
it's
own. It's going to be its own baby. Oh,
I
I hate
know
doing that.
it's
It's going to be,
it's
but it's going to be its own baby again. This one is
exactly.
going to be Manchester's turn.
Exactly,
So
exactly. We're
yeah,
gonna do it all over again, and
yeah.
you know, that's kind of why. I mean, I sort of. Oh, is that you ringing? I thought I heard something. Oh, that's okay.
Sorry, Warren. Can you
No,
hear
that's
me?
okay. Yeah, you bet, you bet.
No, I had somebody trying to call me.
Oh, you
I've
had a
literally
call
gone on
coming in.
mute for a
That's
minute.
okay. Well, we won't keep you
Sorry,
long. We're gonna wrap
somebody's
up
just
here.
ringing at the wrong time.
Absolutely. And Christine's just chiming in really quickly. Yeah, Christine's out there as well. Another wonderful volunteer. Thank you for all your help. And Mr. Andy Tucker is out there. I saw you in the comments earlier, Andy. I hope that was okay. You know,
Yeah,
it's,
I just
I
got
mean,
Andy
there's
Tucker in there. I've gone on mute now since that call was trying to come in. I don't know what they've done to it, but it's
no,
just
we're
let's see
really
if I can
excited. If
get
anybody
it back.
hasn't checked out Andy and Amy's videos already, head on over to Model Base Alpha, and they just
Oh, got
they
it.
are so professional. They have I said to them the other day, they have such a keen eye for capturing these special moments.
Yeah, sorry,
And
mate. I've sort of lost you for a minute. I can't get. I can see what you're saying, but I can't hear
okay,
you.
okay,
So
that's okay.
you
Now
carry on. You
now
just
I'm
take me
locked
off
up.
screen, and I'll solve the problem. And I'll see if Super Scott can come down and work it out for me.
No problem. No
Yeah.
problem. Am I back there
So
now, Daryl?
yeah, just take me off screen, and I'll go get Scott in and see if he can get me the volume back for me.
Okay,
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 mate.
sure. And yeah, we'll give that a minute. I think when Daryl was receiving that call, it sort of threw the StreamYard connection out of whack there, but no problem. Yes, Nancy's looking forward to meeting Andy and Amy for sure, Nancy. I they would have been in London, but it's just there was so much happening. Of course, it was a whirlwind as we all know. So we got some more people chiming in. Granda Dragon Savick, Space 1999. Well, I think, if I'm not mistaken, is that possibly a reference to Dragon's Domain? I think so. I think so. There are a lot of new people out here, and we have really done an excellent job at growing the pages. And we thank everybody again for following along this month. I hope I haven't spammed you all too much here. I did give everybody the option to bow out of any emails and correspondence throughout the month because I knew it was going to be heavy. Oh, look at that! Stephen Reeder is back, as well as Nick McCarty's out there. Hey, Nick, how's it going? And Steven's saying, to include original models and props is completely unheard of in fan films. Well, now that is very interesting. I mean, I knew it was unheard of as far as Space 1999 and yeah, Star Trek, but wow, okay, so possibly the first time ever. Wow, that is something very special, and we should all be very, very proud of that as well. So Stephen Sava is out there from London. Hello, Stephen. Thanks for tuning in. And Granda Dragon Savick. It's my name in Satra language. Okay. Well, thank you for tuning in again. Yes, we're all fans from way back all those years ago, and it's so exciting to see the new sort of reinvigorated fan base coming about, and you know, over the last few years, all these people that have very fond memories of watching Space 1999 when they were younger, myself included. Oh, we'll see. Hello. It was,
Please.
it
Can you
was,
hear me again? Super
yeah,
Scott. Every
well,
home
that's,
should have one.
yeah, we're fine. We're fine.
Hi, Warren.
Hey, Scotty, how's it going?
He's there.
Doing great.
He's
Hey,
there. He's
listen,
out to
I
shop.
wanted I wanted to apologize to Scott because I typed your name out in the credits last week and I said thanks to Scotty for taking part in our AB Chrysalis discussion, but I'm not sure how you spell Scotty. I might have spelt it wrong. Is it IE or Scotty with a Y?
Why?
Double TY.
I think I did spell it wrong, so I apologize for that.
Yeah, SC or double TY.
Yeah, my apologies. But
And
yeah,
Jed's outside of me. You spell that Pain.
is
Okay.
Jed there? Wait,
It's
Jed is
outside
there?
of me. It's come
Oh,
in. Yeah.
oh my
So,
goodness. Well, look at
but he
this.
won't come on camera.
No, we have to say hi to Jed now. Jed
Is
has
he?
been
It's
so.
show your face. Yes, I'll
Come
turn
on in
up.
here.
Right, yeah. Hold on. See, just so
There
that
he
you don't
is.
believe it.
Jed,
He's there.
he looks as happy and enthused as ever. It's amazing.
So
Jed was such a big help in London with setting up the Eagle, Daryl, and integral
Yeah.
in that entire presentation, and
good,
just
Ben. I've known
per-
Jed a long time.
personal
know.
thanks from me to Jed as well for even doing some hotel scouting
Well,
recently.
don't do that. His head will swell. Don't
No,
do things like
listen,
he's
and
old enough as it is.
it's you know, after London, because of everything I did with London from the other side of the world, I mean, you know, Daryl, you and I spoke and we said that this time out it would be so much easier because you know, there's people on the ground over there that can make those stops and they can do that scouting.
I mean, to be honest, all credit to Jed there, because I know that people are hungry to find out the hotel. But I think it's what we spoke of. You know, yes, I mean, Jed's a DJ. You know, most of our friends are DJs.
Yeah.
So you know, we're in and out of hotels, and some of the guys still are. You know, but the problem is when you talk city centre and things. I used to be booked up 18 months to 2 years in front. Jed's the same. So weddings, etc., in hotels always comes first. So although it was taking its time, Jed were on the ground, and you know, Andy were helping Jed and things like that, friends of ours. But he was just trying to find an hotel available at that time, you know, that could accommodate. So you know, sorry to everybody, it took a little bit longer, but you know, and then all the Deans come along, and it looks like a terrific place, really. It looks like a very homely hotel, and it has that nice feel about it. So all being well, it'd be terrific.
Very quaint.
Yeah.
Yep. And it's not in a big bustling center or freeway, motorway, things like that. So there's going to be a lot of benefits to it for sure. And I just want to put out there while you're talking about that, Daryl, I know the booking link has been delayed now as well, but it will be coming within a week or two. So everybody will be able to book, and I'll give everybody lots of advance notice because we know the rooms will be so limited, right? And once they're gone because there's only about 70 rooms total, but I mean, we're going to need a number of rooms for ourselves and for our VIP guests and for exhibitors. So it's going to be very, very limited once we make that booking link public. But
I mean, there's one great thing. There's one helpful thing to that is we have so many people in fandom that we know living in and around Manchester. You know, so they might decide to commute in. And them sorts of reasons.
Drive in, or of course we're dovetailing off the idea that you came up with for London, and that's to offer day passes, Daryl. They went over really, really well. So of course we're going to have day passes for Manchester as well.
Even now, and a lot of where I live, a lot of people. I mean, it's funny. A lot of people do know what I do, and a lot of people don't know what I do. But there's still a lot of people talking, and we're about 40 mile away, which is amazing for us, for sure, you know, to be so close to us this time. But at the end of the day, it's people are talking about it that I would find don't normally talk about. Yeah, you know. So I think them day tickets are going to be of interest to a lot of local people, and especially Manchester. And what we learned with Star Wars when we go out with Star Wars Land and doing trooping with Scotty and things, that it always seems well supported. Dougie and Calder shows over there, and they're always well supported. by so I have a funny feeling it's going to be a good show for that side of it this time, the day ticket side. So that's which is great in one sense, because then we can tell everybody about our wonderful world and what we do in it, and tell people and everything. Yeah. So yeah. So
Yeah. And
Jed's
Claudia's just chiming in, just back to the previous conversation, to have original props, ships, and set pieces is a testament to the love of the fans who have acquired each piece. Yes, Claudia, we're so grateful to the collectors out there who have hung on to these things, preserved them, restored them in some cases, and ensured that they haven't hit the dumpster after all this time. These are cherished pieces.
I mean, it's like I said. You've got to. There's only one name you can bring up with that saved everything, and that's Phil Day. And with Phil and what he did and what he saved, it's now still available for everybody's pleasure. And and then you get Jim and Andrew and Martin and David Simon, them keeping hold of it, saving it, putting the money behind it, protecting it's also a word. I mean, but the lads always say, I mean, like Andrew, they there is no ego with it, like, well, we own this. It is, they actually feel that they're saving it for the next generation. They're saving it and protecting it. So, future generations, if they so wish to come in to have a look at it, it's there and available to them. So, the lads have always been great along that,
Hey, you never know. Maybe there'll be another fan film in another 50 years, and those original props will still be available, right?
We'll be on Eagle 42 then, won't we? By then.
Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah.
Jed said he'll be dead. If he keeps chirping in, I'll help him. But so I know I will be by that time. But it's all right.
And listen, May's chiming in. She has a good question. So she says, is anyone scouting a secondary hotel for those who don't land a spot on the main hotel? I don't know of anybody yet, but it's a good idea. If anybody out there, well, we'll have to see how this first booking plays out. But I'm happy to facilitate that if anybody knows of a secondary hotel. The thing of it is, though, is I sort of anticipate, like when I say I'm going to give everybody lots of advance notice, I'm going to set a particular date and time. So it's almost like a concert announcement, and when the tickets go on sale, right? So that everybody for a week or two in advance can plan their schedule around when this goes live to have the best shot at booking. Right. So because we're dealing in, 7 different time zones, right, I will put the word out there that's, and
when I said that about weddings and hotels and, the world we lived in with DJing and everything else, and how that works. But the flip on that is, I'm sure there will be hotels that do have rooms, but to put the convention on in that hotel might be difficult. Do you get what I mean? So when we're saying, the availability in other hotels, I would imagine there is still availability in local hotels, but to put a convention on in that hotel to command a weekend, so I would expect there'll be rooms. It's just it's you get them.
Even I've referenced recently here, I mean, we had a last minute hotel change in London and it seemed to work okay. And people still stayed at the first hotel right across the street, right? And just walked over, right?
Yeah.
But if it comes to pass where you're a 10-minute cab ride away or something, it's not going to be the end of the world. But we will, like I said, we'll ensure that everybody is fully aware of when that booking link will go live.
In fairness to them that didn't stay in the hotel, I don't think they missed out on anything. You know what I mean? They were there in the evening, they were still carrying on, they were around us, and then they go back to that hotel and sleep and get up and then come and back and that sort of thing. So I don't think it would really have a detrimental effect, if you're not there. I don't think you're gonna miss much.
Yeah.
So
We'll still be close enough by, but
I still need glasses for these.
Yeah. Simon saying in 50 years time, we can be on location on the moon. Well, that's what we all thought 50 years ago too. And look how that played out. So I like the way you think though.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's great that Artemis has done what it's done, isn't it? It's fantastic.
I know.
Especially this year as well. So yeah.
It was a very exciting month
The
all
moon
around.
the moon is back in the floor of things, isn't it? All of a sudden, you know.
Right. Yeah. No. Well, listen, like I said, I won't keep you. I got to get on with a couple of things work related here today myself, but I just wanted to chime in, give everybody that Sunday update. Be sure to check out that new reward tier, because that'll also get you listed as a backer contributor in the credits there. And of course, the commissioning plaque is another way. So automatically, right, you're going to be on that plaque, right? And it's just, there's so many ways we've, and Daryl, you've been, my rock, going back and forth and bouncing these ideas back and forth. How can we, give something back to the community as well? Because we're so grateful, and it just, it was very important to us.
And again, that was the wonderment of the lads, really, because there were private collections, the, bought for their enjoyment and reasons like that. But the lads have always been very happy to show people and share them and bring them along. And like I said, that very first year we decided to go out, we did the NEC with Martin and Sam Daston and Lee and all that, and Catherine and Sylvia. But it sort of we sort of agreed that first year with the 3. And then Jamie came along and we met Jamie at Jerry's funeral, and then all of a sudden that first year we did 7. We did 7 shows that first year, which was crazy. But all of a sudden, I think that christened us, and so, and then it carried on. We did Andercon 2 and Cosford 2 and all them sort of things came after. So let's hope there's more shows. We know this is the one that you're saying, for now. But at the end of the day, let's make sure it's a good one.
Well, it's certainly, I made no bones about it in announcing it last year, is that it's certainly going to be my last kick at the cat when it comes to event planning, because I'm tired.
Takes a lot of doing.
There's a lot to it, right? Even I mean, and in full transparency, it's like I got 4 days, three days left in this Kickstarter, and it's like I'm ready for a break from that. Even I don't think a lot of people realize how much.
I used to ring everybody up individually as well. So it's not like, come on, lads, we're all getting them in the bus and we're going for a day. You're busy with each individual and looking to each individual and making sure everybody's happy and getting what they need and everything's right. And it takes a lot of time and a lot of effort and a lot of phone calls.
It's not to say that, again, I mean, I'm even at this point, right? I'm exhausted, but I'm so looking forward to this last 3 days, because I have a feeling that it's going to ramp up again in momentum. And that's what most Kickstarters do, is that there's a little lull in the middle. It starts off strong, then it dips down, but those last 3 days, it really just, so who knows where we're going to end up by Thursday.
If you achieve it, and knowing what we know and what's in the background, hopefully, that's being done, then it's going to be a cracking show. It's going to be an absolute cracker.
It is,
and Return to Moonbase Alpha as well, linking with it, and so all good. Let's make sure it happens and does great, and that's what our aim is.
And thank you for everything. Couple more quick comments.
That Monday morning for that cup of tea.
No kidding. Stephen's asking the name of the venue. That's going to be the Holiday Inn in Oldham. Just outside of Manchester City Centre. So Oldham, and just like I said, keep watching for that booking link in the next couple of weeks. And our good friend David Atchison is out there as well.
Greater Manchester, it falls under the umbrella of Greater Manchester.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So, okay, I think we covered everybody and everything here. And David Atchison, just thanks for all your support again. I'm curious what you had for lunch, David. That's about it. So Daryl, thanks very much again. Thanks to everybody out there. Really appreciate all your help.
I've got to go now and see if I've got any letter ones for the Eagle door stickers. I'll have to see if there's anything available.
Stickers?
No.
Just build a whole new Eagle.
Going around on the door, 6 looks better, but there might be a 1 in there. We'll see. I'll not sleep tonight. mister.
I'm not going to sleep either because I've put so much extra on you now, Daryl. Between now and then, I know that's a big ask, to commission 2 or
Put
3
one
more.
in that circle is a massive ask, you know. It's we'll see what we can do, you know.
Awesome. Okay, well, we'll wrap up for today then. But thanks very much to everybody out there, and be watching over the next few
See you
days.
guys.
And thank you again for all your support. So we'll see you soon. Oh,
See you
I'll
soon.
just
Bye, guys.
add really quickly, of course, that Thursday
No, I'm
night.
not doing it.
No, come on. You're welcome on. Everybody's welcome on. We're going to do a couple of shows Thursday night as we wrap up the Kickstarter. So Roy and I are going to do an episode segment for Space
Right.
1999 this episode. So we did 2 the night before we launched. We're going to do 2 as we go out. So we're going to do an episode segment, and then we're going to log off, but then log back on for a special Kickstarter final. Let's shoot to the moon. We're all going to be live. We're going to be watching those numbers and those tallies come in.
Okay.
Thursday
Okay.
evening at midnight, whatever time zone that works out to be where you're at. It'll be midnight for
Right.
me in mountain time, but that'll be a lot of fun to all be
Yeah, that'd
together
be good.
on
And
Thursday
that's
night.
this Thursday coming. That's
Yes.
this Thursday coming because there's 4 days, isn't there? 4 days left.
Yeah.
So clock's been ticking fast, but everybody has been wonderful, haven't they? You know. So let's hope you get to that 3rd tier and whatever, you know, whatever it finishes up at is whatever it finishes up at. But I'll, from Eagle 6, thank you to all the people, because in the background I have a good idea what could be done, and if it's doable now and it's going to be done by who we think it is, and yeah, it's going to be great. It's going to be great.
Mhm.
So that's great news.
We really look
Yeah.
forward to it.
To everybody.
So, okay, well, you guys have a good rest of the day, and thanks very much again for tuning in and putting up with Daryl and myself.
Yeah, mate, thanks for putting up with us. That's the right way of terming it. Okay. See you later.
All right, we'll see everybody out there.
Right.
Thanks, my friend.
Have we got any Eagle One stickers lying about? Anyone?
I don't know. We're gonna have to. Yeah,
I'm asking Jed. We'll get some insulation tape. It'll be easy to do.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Thanks to Scotty and Jed for taking part as well. So we'll see everybody out there this week.
We'll
And
go for lesson program.
you bet. Everybody tune in Thursday night. That'll be fun and exciting too.
Take care. We'll see you on Thursday, if not before. Take care. See you
Bye-bye,
later, guys.
everybody.
See
See
you
ya.
later. Bye. Bye.